The evening air is cold, but calm, and the railway station rests quietly under the winter sky. You are standing on the platform, not in a hurry, just waiting. The light around you is soft and fading as the last colors of the day slowly disappear. Snow falls gently, not heavy, just small flakes drifting down one by one. They land on the wooden platform, on iron rails, on coats and hats, then quietly melt or rest in place. Nothing moves fast here. The steam train waits beside the platform, long and dark, breathing slowly. A soft cloud of steam rises from the engine, drifting upward, then fading into the cold air. The sound is steady and low, not loud, not sharp, just present. You can see the shape of the train clearly. Heavy iron wheels, dark metal sides, wooden carriages behind the engine. Small lamps glow along the side of the train, casting warm yellow light onto the snow-covered ground. The station itself feels sleepy. A few signs hang quietly. Benches sit empty. There are no announcements, no rushing crowds, no noise demanding attention. Everything feels slow, as if the night has already decided the pace. You take a small step forward, then another, moving closer to the train. Your boots make a soft sound against the wooden boards, then fall silent again. The cold air touches your face gently, not harsh, just cool enough to remind you it is winter. Somewhere nearby, the engine releases another quiet breath of steam. It rises, curls, and disappears. The sound fades quickly, leaving the platform calm once more. This train has traveled many nights like this, long before tonight. It has crossed snowy fields, dark forests, silent towns, always moving at its own steady rhythm. Tonight is no different, and there is comfort in that. A door to one of the passenger carriages stands open. Warm light spills out softly, inviting but not demanding. Inside, you can already sense stillness and warmth, waiting. You step closer to the carriage, your movement slow and unforced. There is no rush to board. The train is not impatient. It seems to wait as long as needed. Snow continues to fall, quietly filling the space between moments. The sky above is a deep winter blue, smooth and calm, without drama. No stars are visible yet, just the gentle glow of evening. You pause for a moment, standing beside the train, listening. There is no loud sound to focus on. Just the low presence of the engine, the soft fall of snow, the distant silence of the sleeping countryside. The platform lights glow dimly behind you, while the lamps on the train feel warmer, closer, safer. The difference between outside and inside becomes clear. You step up into the carriage, slowly, carefully. The wooden floor inside feels solid beneath your feet. The air is warmer here, steady and comfortable. Behind you, the door closes gently, without a slam. The outside world remains outside. Snow, wind, and cold stay behind the thick wooden walls. Inside the carriage, the light is low. Oil lamps hang along the walls, glowing softly, never bright. Their light does not flicker much. It remains calm and steady. The seats are made of wood, padded just enough for comfort. They face forward, waiting quietly. Some are already occupied by travelers sitting still, wrapped in coats and blankets, heads slightly lowered. No one speaks loudly. Voices, if they appear at all, are soft and brief, then gone. Most passengers seem tired, relaxed, already drifting inward. You choose a seat near the window and sit down slowly. The wood creaks once, then settles. The seat supports you evenly, without movement. Outside the window, snow continues to fall. The glass is cool to the touch, but it blocks the cold well. You can see the platform, the lamps, the engine, all softened by falling snow. Inside, the carriage feels enclosed and safe. The sounds from outside become distant and unimportant. The lamp near you casts a warm circle of light, just enough to see, just enough to feel calm. Your breathing slows naturally. There is nothing to think about, nothing to prepare for. The night is already taking care of everything. Somewhere ahead, the engine releases another slow breath of steam. The sound travels gently through the train, then fades. Passengers settle into their seats, one by one. Movements are slow, careful, and minimal. A coat is adjusted. A blanket is pulled closer. Then stillness returns. The train remains at rest for a few more moments. There is no announcement of departure. No bell rings loudly. The moment arrives quietly. With a soft movement, almost unnoticeable at first, the train begins to move. The wheels roll slowly, smoothly, without a jolt. The platform starts to drift past the window, gentle and steady. Snow-covered lamps slide by outside, their light stretching briefly across the glass, then fading behind you. The station becomes quieter with every passing second. The rhythm of the wheels begins, slow and even. A sound that repeats without effort, without change. It does not demand attention, it simply exists. Inside the carriage, no one reacts strongly. No one lifts their head suddenly. The movement feels expected, familiar, calming. Outside, the station disappears into the snowy darkness. The world beyond the train opens slowly, fields and trees hidden beneath the night. Inside, warmth remains constant. The lamps continue to glow softly. Shadows stay gentle and still. You lean back slightly in your seat. The window beside you shows snow drifting sideways now, following the train's movement. The motion is smooth and predictable. The rhythm of the train settles into your body. Each gentle sound, each soft movement encourages rest. There is no destination you need to think about, no schedule to follow. The journey itself is enough. The steam train moves forward through the winter night, steady and calm, carrying you gently away from the waking world. And as the snow continues to fall, and the lamps continue to glow, the quiet journey begins, slowly, peacefully, guiding you toward rest. The train has begun to move now, slowly, gently, without any sudden feeling. You can barely notice the moment when stillness turns into motion. It happens naturally, like breathing. Outside the window, the wooden platform starts to slide past, calm and quiet. Lamps drift away one by one, their warm light stretching softly across the glass, then fading into the snowy darkness. Snow continues to fall, steady and light. The flakes move sideways now, following the train's slow rhythm. They do not rush. They seem content to drift along. Inside the carriage, nothing changes quickly. The air remains warm. The lamps stay steady. Passengers sit quietly, wrapped in coats and blankets, their movements already slowing. The sound of the wheels becomes clearer now. A soft, repeating rhythm, gentle and even. It does not grow louder. It does not demand attention. It simply continues. This sound has followed steam trains for generations. It has carried people through long nights, across wide fields, through silent towns. Tonight, it does the same. The station is almost gone now. Only faint shapes remain, softened by snow and distance. Soon, even those disappear. Outside, the world opens slowly. Dark fields stretch beside the tracks, covered in snow, smooth and untouched. Trees stand quietly in the distance, their branches heavy and still. The sky above is deep blue, calm and wide. There is no movement there, no urgency, just the steady presence of night. Inside the carriage, a passenger shifts slightly, then becomes still again. A coat rustles softly. The sound fades quickly. No one speaks. No one needs to. The train moves forward at a steady pace, never fast, never slow. Each turn of the wheels feels familiar, predictable, safe. The gentle sway of the carriage begins, almost unnoticeable at first. Left, then right, then still again. The motion is smooth and comforting. Your body adjusts easily. Muscles relax. Breathing slows without effort. Outside the window, snow-covered fences appear briefly, then pass by. Small structures near the tracks drift into view, then fade away again. Nothing outside demands attention. Everything looks the same, calm and quiet. The lamp above you casts a warm glow, steady and soft. It does not flicker. Shadows remain gentle, resting quietly on the wooden walls. The wooden interior of the carriage feels solid and reassuring. Thick walls block the cold. The outside world feels far away now. The sound of the engine reaches you faintly. A low, distant presence, steady and controlled. It does not change. Steam rises somewhere ahead unseen, then disappears into the night air. You do not hear it clearly. You only sense it. The rhythm of the train settles deeper into the moment. Wheels, rails, motion repeat. There is no variation, no surprise. Passengers across from you sit quietly, heads lowered, eyes half closed. Some already seem asleep. Others drift slowly, comfortably. The train does not rush them. It moves at a pace that allows rest. Outside, a small town appears briefly in the distance. A few dim lights glow behind snow-covered windows. They pass slowly, quietly, without sound. Then the town is gone, replaced by darkness and falling snow. The night feels endless in a peaceful way. There is no sense of time passing quickly or slowly. It simply passes. Inside the carriage, warmth remains constant. The air is neither dry nor cold. It feels settled. You shift slightly in your seat, then stop. There is no need to move further. The position feels right. The window beside you shows snow continuing to fall, steady and calm. The glass remains clear enough to see the motion, but soft enough to blur details. The world outside looks distant and dreamlike now. Shapes appear, then fade, without sharp edges. The train's movement becomes part of your awareness, then slowly fades into the background. It no longer asks to be noticed. Breathing becomes deeper, slower. Each breath feels even and relaxed. The lamps inside the carriage continue to glow. Their light feels warm, safe, and familiar. No announcements are made. No bells ring. The journey continues quietly. The sound of the wheels remains unchanged. It repeats without variation, without effort. Outside, the tracks stretch ahead into darkness. Snow rests between the rails, undisturbed. Inside, passengers remain still. Blankets rest quietly. Coats stay folded around bodies. The train feels like its own small world now, separate from everything else. A moving space of calm and warmth. The outside night does not disturb this calm. It only supports it. Snowfall grows slightly thicker for a moment, then returns to its steady pace. The change is gentle and brief. The carriage sways softly again, then steadies. The motion feels natural, expected. Your thoughts slow. There is nothing to plan, nothing to remember. The journey continues, smooth and predictable. The sound of the train blends with the silence of the night. Together, they create a steady, soothing presence. The station is long gone now. There is no sign of where you came from. Only the quiet journey remains. The steam train carries you forward through the winter darkness, calm and steady, without interruption. And as the snow continues to fall, and the rhythm continues unchanged, the night deepens gently, guiding you further away from wakefulness and closer to rest. The train is moving steadily now, and inside the wooden passenger carriage, everything feels calm and settled. There is no sudden motion, no sharp sound, only the quiet continuation of the journey. The walls around you are made of dark, polished wood. They feel solid and reassuring, built to last through long winters and long nights. The wood holds warmth gently, keeping the cold outside where it belongs. Above, small oil lamps hang from simple hooks. Their light is soft and warm, spreading evenly through the carriage. The glow does not reach far, but it reaches enough. Nothing is too bright. Nothing pulls your attention. The air inside feels comfortable, neither warm nor cool, just balanced. It carries a faint scent of wood, fabric, and oil from the lamps. The smell is subtle and familiar. Seats line the carriage in neat rows. They are wooden, padded lightly, designed more for steadiness than luxury. Blankets rest across laps and shoulders, heavy enough to feel grounding. Passengers sit quietly, most of them still. Some look out the window without focus. Others rest with eyes half closed. No one appears alert or restless. There is no conversation. Words are not needed here. Silence fits the space naturally. The gentle sway of the carriage continues, left and right, then still. The motion is slow and predictable, like the rocking of calm water. Each movement of the train feels smooth. There is no jolt, no sudden change. The journey seems to understand the night. The sound of the wheels continues beneath everything, soft and rhythmic. It blends with the quiet interior until it feels like part of the silence itself. A blanket shifts slightly somewhere nearby, then becomes still again. The sound fades quickly, leaving the carriage quiet once more. The lamp closest to you casts a warm circle of light on the wooden floor. The edges of the light soften into shadow. Nothing feels sharp or defined. Shadows rest along the walls unmoving. They do not flicker. They simply remain. The window beside you shows snow drifting past slowly, steady and calm. The glass feels cool if you touch it lightly, but the cold does not pass through. Outside, the night continues its quiet work. Inside, the carriage remains protected and still. The contrast feels comforting. Outside is wide and cold. Inside is close and warm. Passengers breathe slowly now. You can sense it in the stillness. No one shifts often. No one fidgets. The train's motion encourages the body to relax. Muscles soften, shoulders lower. Breathing deepens without effort. The lamps continue to glow without change. They do not flicker or dim. Their steady light supports rest. The wooden ceiling arches gently above, holding the space together. Nothing feels fragile. Everything feels settled. The carriage feels like a small moving room, separate from the world, carrying calm forward through the night. Your seat supports you evenly. There is no pressure to adjust, no need to move. The gentle sound of the rails continues, repeating again and again, without variation. The repetition feels safe and predictable. Time becomes less noticeable. Minutes pass quietly. There is no sense of urgency. A passenger across the aisle shifts slightly, then rests again. Their movement is slow and careful. Silence returns immediately. The warmth inside the carriage remains steady. It does not rise or fall. The air feels settled. Snow outside grows a little thicker for a moment, then returns to its gentle pace. The change is soft and brief. The window shows blurred shapes passing by, trees or fences perhaps, but nothing clear enough to hold attention. The mind does not try to focus. It drifts naturally, guided by the rhythm of the train. The sound of the engine remains distant, low and steady. It does not intrude. It supports the motion quietly. Inside the carriage, nothing calls for action. Everything invites rest. The wood around you absorbs sound, keeping the space quiet. Even small noises feel muted. The lamps cast the same soft light they have since the journey began. No shadows move quickly. Nothing changes suddenly. Passengers remain still. Blankets remain folded. Coats remain wrapped close. The carriage sways gently again, then steadies. The motion feels familiar now, almost unnoticed. Breathing becomes slower, deeper. Each breath feels easy and even. Thoughts soften. They do not linger. They pass quietly without effort. The outside night continues to slide past, unseen and unimportant. Inside, the carriage holds its calm. The steady rhythm of the train becomes part of the background of awareness, then slowly fades from notice. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be decided. The journey continues smoothly, without interruption. The wooden passenger carriage remains warm, quiet, and still, carrying everyone gently through the winter night. And as the lamps continue to glow, and the snow continues to fall beyond the window, the calm inside the carriage deepens, guiding the mind further away from wakefulness and closer to rest. Inside the carriage, the lamps continue to glow softly, steady and calm. Their warm light rests gently on wood and fabric, creating a space that feels enclosed and safe. Nothing is bright. Nothing pulls your attention too strongly. The lamps are simple, practical, and familiar. Oil burns quietly inside them, protected by glass. The flame does not flicker much. It stays low and even, as if it understands the need for rest. Beneath the lamps, luggage sits quietly near seats and along the walls. Small leather bags, wooden cases, and wrapped bundles rest where they were placed earlier. Nothing shifts. Nothing rattles. Everything feels settled. These bags have traveled many nights before. They carry clothes, books, simple belongings. Tonight, they rest without movement, as if sharing the calm of the carriage. The seats remain still and quiet. Wood supports bodies evenly. Padding is light, just enough to feel comfortable without sinking too deeply. Blankets remain folded or draped gently, holding warmth close. Passengers sit without speaking. Some lean back with eyes closed. Others look forward without focus. No one appears alert. No one appears restless. The gentle sway of the train continues. Left, then right, then still again. The motion is slow and predictable, never sudden. This rhythm settles into the body. Muscles relax without effort. Breathing slows naturally. The lamps reflect faintly in the glass of the windows. The reflections are soft and blurred, never sharp. They move only slightly as the train sways, then return to stillness. The wooden floor beneath your feet feels solid and quiet. It absorbs sound. Even small movements become soft and distant. A coat sleeve brushes lightly against a seat somewhere nearby, then becomes still again. The sound fades immediately. The carriage feels like a place where time has slowed. Minutes pass without notice. There is no clock drawing attention. The night moves at its own gentle pace. Outside the window, snow continues to drift past. The flakes are small and steady. They fall without urgency, guided by the movement of the train. Inside, the warmth remains constant. The air feels settled and calm, neither dry nor heavy. The luggage remains untouched. No one opens a bag. No one searches for anything. Everything needed is already here. This stillness feels intentional. The journey is not meant for activity. It is meant for quiet travel. The lamps continue their steady glow. Their light does not change. Shadows remain soft along the walls and ceiling. The wooden ceiling arches gently overhead, holding the space together. The shape feels protective, enclosing the calm inside. Passengers breathe slowly now. The sound of breathing blends into the silence, barely noticeable. The sound of the wheels continues beneath everything, repeating evenly. The repetition is soothing. It does not vary. It does not interrupt. Your seat remains comfortable. There is no need to adjust or shift. The position feels right. The window beside you shows blurred shapes passing by, fences or trees perhaps, but nothing distinct. The details do not matter. The mind does not try to follow them. It drifts easily, guided by rhythm and warmth. The lamps create small islands of light. Between them, shadows rest quietly. Nothing moves quickly. Nothing demands attention. The luggage casts soft shapes on the floor. Leather straps and wooden edges remain still, exactly where they were placed. The carriage sways gently again, then steadies. The motion feels familiar now, almost unnoticed. Outside, the snow grows slightly thicker for a brief moment, then returns to its steady fall. The change is gentle and brief. Inside, nothing changes at all. Passengers remain wrapped in coats and blankets. Their bodies remain still. Their breathing remains slow. The train moves forward through the night without interruption. There is no announcement, no signal. The journey continues quietly. The lamps glow, the luggage rests, the seats remain quiet. The soundscape remains unchanged. Wheels, rails, silence repeat. This repetition feels comforting. It tells the body that nothing unexpected will happen. The mind responds by letting go of attention. Thoughts soften and drift away. The outside world feels distant and unimportant. Inside the carriage, calm holds everything together. The warmth of the lamps and the weight of blankets encourage stillness. Muscles remain relaxed. The lamps do not flicker. The oil burns evenly. Light remains steady and low. Time passes without being noticed. The carriage feels suspended between places, moving without urgency. No one looks for conversation. Words are unnecessary here. The luggage remains untouched. The seats remain still. The lamps continue their quiet duty. The train's rhythm becomes part of the background of awareness, then slowly fades from notice. The journey continues smoothly, without change. And as the lamps continue to glow softly, and the luggage rests quietly, and the seats remain still, the calm inside the carriage deepens, guiding the mind further away from wakefulness and gently toward rest. As the train continues its steady journey, the snow outside the windows becomes easier to notice. It has been falling quietly since the evening, but now, in the deeper night, it feels more present, more visible. Small flakes drift past the glass, moving gently with the motion of the train. They do not fall straight down. They slide softly sideways, guided by the slow forward movement. The window beside you frames the night like a calm picture. Snow, darkness, and soft motion fill the space. There is nothing else to focus on, and nothing needs attention. The glass feels cool but solid. It keeps the cold safely outside. Inside the carriage, warmth remains steady and calm. Snow collects lightly along the edges of the window frame. It does not pile up quickly. It rests there, delicate and quiet. Outside, the land is covered in white. Fields stretch out beside the tracks, smooth and untouched. Fences appear briefly, then disappear again into the dark. Trees stand still in the distance. Their branches hold snow gently, without movement. They pass by slowly, one after another, blurred and softened by the night. Inside the carriage, no one reacts to the changing view. Passengers remain still, wrapped in blankets, eyes closed or nearly closed. The snow does not excite the senses. It calms them. The rhythm of the train continues beneath everything. Wheels roll evenly. Rails hum softly. The sound does not change. The snow outside moves in a predictable pattern. Flakes appear, drift, then vanish from sight. The repetition feels comforting. Your breathing slows as you watch. Each breath feels easy and unforced. The lamps inside the carriage glow softly, reflecting faintly in the window. Their reflections move gently with the sway of the train, then return to stillness. The contrast between inside and outside feels soothing. Inside is warm and enclosed. Outside is cold, wide, and quiet. Snowfall makes the outside world feel even more distant. Details fade quickly. Shapes soften. The night does not ask for attention. It simply passes. Inside, the air remains calm. There is no draft, no sudden change in temperature. A passenger nearby shifts slightly, then becomes still again. The sound is soft and brief. The snow continues to fall at the same gentle pace. It does not grow heavier. It does not stop. It remains steady. This steadiness feels reassuring. Nothing unexpected is happening. The window shows a slow, repeating scene. Snow, darkness, motion, repeat. The mind responds by relaxing further. Thoughts do not hold shape for long. They drift away easily. The sound of the engine remains distant and low. It does not interrupt the quiet. The snow outside absorbs sound, making the night feel deeper and softer. Inside, the carriage feels protected. The thick wooden walls and glass windows keep the outside world from entering. The train moves forward smoothly, without pause. Snow-covered ground slides past the window in a continuous, gentle motion. There are no sharp lines, no bright lights. Occasionally, a small structure appears beside the tracks, a shed or a signal post dusted with snow. It passes slowly, then disappears. The view never changes suddenly. Everything fades in and out softly. The lamps inside the carriage remain unchanged. Their glow stays low and warm. Passengers remain quiet. No one speaks. No one moves much. Blankets rest across laps and shoulders, heavy enough to feel grounding. The snow outside seems endless, but not overwhelming. It feels calm and patient. The train's sway continues, slow and predictable. Left, then right, then still again. This motion works together with the snowfall, creating a steady rhythm that encourages rest. Your eyes grow heavier, though you may still be looking at the window. The view does not demand clarity. It allows the eyes to soften. The outside world becomes less distinct. Snow blends with darkness. Motion blends with stillness. Inside, warmth and quiet remain constant. The snow outside does not signal anything important. It does not mark time. It simply exists. This makes it easier to let go of awareness. The train continues its journey through the winter night, carrying you gently forward. The window remains a calm frame of falling snow, steady and unchanging. The repetition feels safe. It tells the body that nothing new is coming. Breathing slows further. Muscles remain relaxed. The lamps glow, the wheels roll, the snow falls. Everything continues exactly as it should. And as the snow keeps drifting past the windows, steady and quiet, the calm inside the carriage deepens even more, guiding the mind further away from wakefulness and gently towards sleep. As the night deepens, the rhythm of the train wheels becomes the most steady presence around you. It has been there since the journey began, but now it feels clearer, calmer, and more familiar. The wheels turn smoothly beneath the carriage, meeting the rails again and again without change. The sound is even, low, and soft, never sharp, never loud. It repeats gently, like a quiet pattern that does not need attention. This rhythm does not rush. It moves at a pace that feels natural and unhurried. Each moment follows the one before it, steady and predictable. The sound travels softly through the wooden floor and walls. It does not echo. It does not bounce. It settles into the space and stays there. Your body begins to follow this rhythm without effort. Breathing slows, matching the steady movement. Shoulders relax. Muscles release their last bits of tension. The gentle sway of the carriage continues in time with the wheels. Left, then right, then still again. The motion feels smooth and safe, never sudden. Outside the window, snow continues to drift past, but your attention is no longer drawn to it. The rhythm inside the carriage feels closer, more present. The lamps above remain steady, casting the same warm glow. Their light does not change. Shadows stay soft and still. Passengers remain quiet. No one speaks. No one shifts often. Bodies rest naturally in their seats. The sound of the wheels becomes a background layer to everything else. It does not stand out. It blends gently with the silence. This sound has carried countless travelers before. It has crossed long distances, night after night, always returning to the same steady pattern. Tonight, it carries you through the winter darkness, without hurry, without pause. The rails beneath the train remain unseen, but their presence is felt through the rhythm. Steel meets steel, evenly and calmly. The repetition feels reassuring. Nothing unexpected happens. Nothing changes suddenly. Your thoughts slow further. There is no need to follow them. The rhythm allows them to drift away easily. The carriage continues to sway gently, in time with the wheels. The motion feels familiar now, almost unnoticed. A blanket rests quietly across your lap. Its weight feels grounding, holding you comfortably in place. The sound of the engine remains distant and low, barely noticeable. It supports the movement quietly, without interruption. The rhythm of the wheels continues, unchanged. It does not speed up. It does not slow down. It simply continues. Time feels less important now. Minutes pass without being counted. The rhythm remains the same, regardless. Outside, the night slides past, but inside, everything feels still. The wooden walls absorb sound, keeping the carriage quiet. Even the rhythm feels softened by the space. Your breathing becomes deeper and more even. Each breath feels easy. The wheels continue their gentle work beneath you, carrying the train forward through snow and darkness. Nothing pulls your attention outward. The rhythm holds it gently, then releases it. The lamps glow softly. The seats remain quiet. The luggage stays still. The rhythm becomes part of the environment, like a soft hum that does not need to be noticed. Passengers remain at rest. Some are likely asleep now. Others drift quietly, eyes closed or half closed. The train does not disturb them. It moves in a way that supports rest. Outside, snow continues to fall, but it feels distant now. The rhythm inside the carriage feels closer and warmer. The sway of the train repeats gently, without variation. The movement feels balanced and smooth. Your body settles deeper into the seat. There is no reason to adjust. Everything feels right. The sound of the wheels continues, even and calm. It does not fade, and it does not grow louder. The night stretches ahead, quiet and uninterrupted. The rhythm remains steady through it all. The carriage feels like a moving space of calm, separate from the outside world. The repetition of the wheels creates a sense of safety. It tells the body that the journey is stable and secure. Thoughts become fewer now. They do not hold shape for long. They pass quietly. The lamps continue their soft glow. Shadows remain gentle. The rhythm of the train wheels continues to guide the night, steady and unchanging. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be decided. The journey carries on, calm and smooth, through the winter darkness. And as the wheels continue their quiet rhythm beneath the carriage, steady and familiar, the mind relaxes even more, drifting slowly away from wakefulness and gently towards sleep. As the train continues its calm journey through the winter night, The passengers around you begin to settle more deeply into rest. There is no clear moment when this happens. It unfolds slowly, gently, without effort. Across the carriage, heads lean back slightly, eyes close without thought. Hands rest loosely in laps or beneath blankets. No one announces that they are tired. Their bodies simply follow the quiet rhythm of the night. Breathing becomes slower and more even. You can sense it in the stillness. The carriage feels heavier with rest, calmer with each passing minute. The lamps above continue to glow softly, unchanged. Their light rests gently on faces now relaxed, features softened by sleep. Shadows remain still, undisturbed. A passenger near the window adjusts a blanket once, then becomes completely still again. The movement is slow and careful, producing only a faint sound that fades immediately. No one reacts. Silence returns naturally. Some passengers sit upright, heads slightly tilted forward. Others lean gently against the seat back. Each posture looks comfortable, unplanned, and familiar. The warmth inside the carriage helps this transition. The cold outside remains far away, blocked by thick wooden walls and glass. Inside, the air feels settled and safe. The rhythm of the train continues beneath everything, steady and predictable. Wheels roll, rails hum softly. The sound supports sleep without demanding attention. The gentle sway of the carriage continues, left, then right, then still again. This motion feels almost like a quiet lullaby, repeated again and again. Passengers respond without effort. Muscles relax further, shoulders lower, breathing deepens. The night outside moves past unnoticed. Snow drifts beyond the windows, but no one watches closely anymore. The view no longer matters. Inside, the carriage becomes a shared space of quiet rest. Everyone moves inward, guided by the same calm rhythm. A faint sound of fabric shifts briefly somewhere down the aisle. A coat settles. A scarf slips slightly. Then nothing moves again. The lamps remain steady. Their glow does not flicker or change. Light remains low and warm. Faces soften further as sleep deepens. Expressions become neutral and relaxed. There is no tension to release. The soundscape remains unchanged. Wheels, rails, silence repeat. This repetition encourages deeper rest. The mind no longer looks for variation. It accepts the pattern and lets go. Some passengers breathe deeply now, the sound slow and even. It blends into the quiet without standing out. The carriage feels fuller, not with activity but with stillness. Rest fills the space gently. You remain aware of the presence of others, but only faintly. Their quiet sleep feels reassuring, shared, and safe. No one stirs often. No one shifts suddenly. The entire space feels balanced. The lamps cast the same soft light across the wooden walls and floor. Shadows remain gentle and unmoving. The night continues without interruption. There are no announcements, no changes in speed, no signals to notice. The train moves forward at the same steady pace, carrying everyone together through the darkness. Outside, snow continues to fall, but it feels distant now, like part of a dream. The sound of it is absorbed by the night. Inside, warmth and quiet remain constant. The gentle sway of the carriage becomes almost unnoticed. The motion blends into stillness. Breathing remains slow and even. Bodies remain relaxed. The presence of sleeping passengers creates a sense of calm safety. Nothing feels urgent. Nothing feels uncertain. The journey does not ask for attention. It allows rest. Time becomes less defined. Minutes pass quietly. The rhythm remains unchanged. The wooden walls absorb sound. The carriage feels enclosed and peaceful. A passenger near the aisle exhales deeply, then settles further into sleep. The sound fades quickly. No one wakes, no one responds. The lamps continue to glow softly, guiding the space without effort. The rhythm of the train wheels continues, steady and calm. The night holds everything gently in place. As more passengers drift fully into sleep, the carriage becomes quieter still. Movement fades almost completely. The journey continues, smooth and predictable, through the winter darkness. And as the fellow passengers remain asleep around you, breathing slow and steady, the calm inside the carriage deepens further, inviting the mind to let go, relax completely,